Thank you so much, choir. Please, let's resume our seats. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege to introduce the chairman of today's occasion. But permit me to first acknowledge the presence of a visionary leader, a statesman, a man whose unwavering belief in medical education continues to shape the destiny of this our great institution. Please join me in welcoming the Pro-Chair and Chairman of Council, Pamo University of Medical Sciences, and former Executive Governor of Rivers State, His Excellency Sir Dr. Peter Odili, CON, GSSRS, KCSGG, KSJI. He is an amiable wife and our mother, former Justice of the Supreme Court of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Justice Mary Odili, CFR, DSSRS. A leader with unwavering dedication to institutional growth and intellectual edifice, the Acting Vice Chancellor, Pamo University of Medical Sciences, Professor Smith Jaja, and the chairman of this occasion. The Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Joseph Nwankwo, the Principal Assistant Registrar, Barrister Peter Akubiro, the Chief Accountant, Ms. Chamaka Okoli, Dr. Solomon Enyindah, the Convocation Lecturer, Representative of Council, Dr. Abdulrahman Sambo, Representative of Board of Trustees, Sir Peter Odili Jr., KSJI, members of the University Senate, deans of faculties, heads of department, directors, heads of units, academic and non-academic staff of Adia University, chairman, executives and members of Private Practitioners Association, ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome to this convocation lecture. I think this is the first of its kind, so this is quite significant, significant in the annals of our dear university. At this juncture, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I would like to hand over to my co-host, Mrs. Ngozi Amadi.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Amadi. We'd like to invite the chairman of the occasion and the acting vice chancellor of our great university, Professor Smith I. Jaja, for his address. A round of applause as Prof makes his way up. It would be nice if we continued clapping until he got here. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. Your Excellency, the Pro-Chancellor, former Governor of Rivers State, Chairman, the Governing Council of Pamo University Medical, Pamo University of Medical Sciences, Sir Dr. Peter Odele, former Justice of the Supreme Court, Your Excellency, Mary Peter Odele, we welcome you all, principal officers of the university, respected traditional rulers in our midst, our clergy, and our students, respected Convocation lecturer. I'm happy I got that right, because I usually call it inaugural lecturer. We are all welcome to this August occasion. Of course, this lecture kicks off our Convocation week. We are developing, we are a very young university. Apart from the Convocation that comes on Friday, now we have a Convocation lecture on a Tuesday, which means that other things will also happen. I'm aware that across the road at the hospital, a medical outreach has been planned for Wednesday and Thursday. Am I right, Dr. Odom? Yes. So it's all part of the Convocation. And you're welcome. I don't know whether Dr. Nkem Onodingen is here. Okay, she's here. If you are approached, please, to donate some blood for the hospital, please ensure that you oblige. I'm sure she's very prepared for you. So you are welcome to this Convocation lecture to be delivered by whom most of the senior medical students here know, Dr. Noyenim Solomon Enyindah. Now, he has been a lecturer to several of our students in psychiatry. So he's a psychiatrist and the medical director of the psychiatric hospital here in Port Harcourt. Well, they tell me that psychiatrists are also psychologists. And he's going to talk to us about resilience in medical innovation. Please, I'm sure that you all know you can meet him outside here and ask him any questions for elaboration. But like a priest, his lecture is going to be a sermon from the pulpit. You know, after a sermon, you don't ask any questions. You just go. So let's, Dr. Enyindah is welcome to this occasion, and we are very glad that you're giving this lecture. Thank you.
I'd like to invite the chairman of the occasion, Professor Onyemaechi Afonne, to read the citation on the guest lecturer. Prof, sir. Correction taken. Chairman of the organizing committee. The organizing what? Committee. Sorry for that mistake. Thank you very much, sir.
Your Excellencies, the indefatigable Pro-Chancellor of Pamo University of Medical Sciences, Your Excellency, the former Justice of Supreme Court, Lady Mary Odele, the chairman of the occasion, our Vice Chancellor, Professor Smart Jaja, the DVC, all principal officers of the university, the guest lecturer, our guests, colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen, permit me, Mr. Chairman, to invite our guest lecturer to humbly stand out here and start as a routine as we take a citation on him. Please, a round of applause as he I'm only hearing the clap of the Pro-Chancellor. Thank you. The Pro-Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor, permit me to start with an apology on behalf of the university. The guest lecturer is a member of the National Institute. And as a rule, when we are calling his name, we should end with MNI. But that is not reflected. So from now henceforth, whenever you're addressing the guest lecturer, Dr. Noyenim Solomon Enyindah, MNI. You're welcome. This is a citation of Dr. Noyenim Solomon Enyindah, MNI. He was born in Elele, in Ikwere local government, on 2nd November in the year of our Lord. He underwent his secondary education at Federal Government College, Jos, where he got his WAEC, and therefore went into the University of Jos to do a Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. He had his fellowship training at University College, Ibadan, from 1989 to 1993. And he went into, for all disciplines, psychiatry. When the VC was talking, I was just looking at how he was reacting to the comments of VC. We have this impression, when I look at his publications, he published with one of my colleagues and friends, Richard Owako. He's also a psychiatrist. And the impression Richard gives us is that a psychiatrist is first a patient before a doctor. So, Dr. Enyindah will find out today as you talk to us. He further went for a fellowship certificate, post-fellowship certificate at Cleveland Clinic Foundation in Ohio, USA in 1994. And in 2008, he underwent the National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies, KURU, Jos, where he bagged the very popular MNI, member of the National Institute. He has a certificate in public health planning administration given by the Worldwide Solutions in Reston, Virginia, USA. By work experience, he did his house job at the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, was a medical officer at the Psychiatric Hospital, Rumibo, in Port Harcourt here, before he went for the residency training at Ibadan. He also now became afterwards a consultant psychiatrist at the Rivers State Hospital Management Board. He is a chief consultant today at that place and the medical director of Psychiatric Hospital. He's also a visiting lecturer at the Department of Psychiatry, Abia State University. Also a consultant psychiatrist at the Teaching Hospital of Abia State University and an associate professor of psychiatry and mental health with the Rivers State University, Port Harcourt. He's been a lecturer and resource person to West African College of Physicians in update courses and a lot of examinations of the West African College of Physicians in the Department of Psychiatry. He's a member, Faculty of Clinical Sciences Board of the West African College of Psychiatry. Public positions held. Dr. Enyindah, MNI, is a member of the Technical Advisory Group on ETF Development Intervention Program for tertiary institutions. He was the Honorable Commissioner of Health, Rivers State Government from 2003 to 2007. He was the National Vice President of NMA, 1999 to 2001, and a member of Rivers State Hospitals Management Board. He was the chairman NMA, Rivers State Branch from 1997 to 1999, a member of Rivers State Hospital Management Board 2016 to 2020. He is a Justice of Peace, Rivers State Government. Research publications. Dr. Enyindah, MNI, has published 44 peer-reviewed journal articles, 5 book chapters, 10 conference papers published in various books of abstract, and has delivered several guest lectures at different places around the world. Today, we have a piece of his way of delivering lectures. Dr. Enyindah. Our guest lecturer, Dr. Enyindah, MNI, has participated in several research collaborations, including being an investigator with World Health Organization World Mental Health Survey, Global Perspectives on the Epidemiology of Mental Disorders, Nigerian Survey of Mental Health and Well-Being. The Pro-Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor, the Chairman of the occasion, colleagues, join me to welcome a consultant to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, an awardee of Medal Justice of Peace, a Roll of Honor, National Medical Association, offers so many chieftaincy titles, Award of Excellence by the LLA Chiefs, a husband, a father, an elder of Seventh-day Adventist Church, married to Dr. Esther Noyenim Enyindah, a professor of obstetrics and gynecology, a doctor of people we think are vulnerable. Indeed, he's going to expound what it takes to be a mental health officer. Dr. Enyindah, as we invite him today, it only takes resilience to be a psychiatrist. Let us rise up as we welcome with clap Dr. Noyenim Solomon Enyindah, the guest lecturer of Pamo University in 2005. Mr. Lecturer, sir.
Please be seated. Let me start by thanking Professor Fonne for so many things he has said about me. Sometimes when you hear about yourself, you may be wondering whether it's you that are talking about. This is just one of it. But let me thank the leadership of Pamo University Medical Sciences for the honor they did to the late registrar just about an hour ago. I had thought he would be here to listen to this lecture, because he was part of the preparation. I heard 1, 2, 3 speeches from him. I heard what the Pro-Chancellor said. And I told Reverend Key, sitting next to me, that they have just defined resilience in this man. So he would have been here to listen what stuff he is made of. But he's today no more. I pray that all that we said about him and the prayers we have made should be unto him. We may have established the protocol for this event, but I must, in a special way, salute His Excellency, Sir Dr. Peter Odili, the Pro-Chancellor, Chairman of Council of this great university. I salute his wife, Justice Mary Odili, retired JSC. In a special way, I salute Mr. Peter Odili Jr., member of Board of Trustees of this university. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I salute you with your entire team. And also in a special way, let me salute my friend, Reverend Monsignor, hope I got that right, Dr. Pius Barinada Key. I salute him especially because he kick-started this process of lectures for the first foundation day of this great university. He took the lecture that will remain in the archives of this great university. So let me, on behalf of management, welcome everybody for the beginning of this year's Convocation 2025. Let us put it on record. To my knowledge so far, that is the only university that has done Convocation every year. It has made sure that any student that graduated any year convokes that year. And it should be on record. Formal education was introduced by the British colonial rulers to create a class of relatively educated people to serve as intermediaries between them and the local population, which was largely illiterate. This education was aimed at producing clerks, storekeepers, and other administrative personnel with limited access to higher education. But be it as it may, it kick-started and set the stage for the development of Nigeria educational system. And it led to the higher education in Nigeria. The genesis of higher education in Nigeria started with the establishment of Yaba Higher College in 1932. It was to train qualified assistants to work with our colonial masters. But the flood that followed that of applications for admissions into that college led to the setting up of the Elliott Commission, and that was in 1945. which recommended, after their sitting, the establishment of the University College in 1948. But in 1949, technical education was introduced, leading to the opening of colleges of arts and sciences across the country. But the quest for university education further led to the Ashby Commission in 1959, when it gave rise to the establishment of the first generation universities in Nigeria. And these were the universities of Nsukka in 1960, the University of Ibadan, Ahmadu Bello University, University of Ife, and now the University of Lagos, all in 1962. But due to ethnic, regional, religious, and political interests, 13 federal universities came on board across the country. There were requests from all the regions. So by 1979, we had close to 20 federal universities. In order to guide this process, the National University Commission, NUC, was established, and this was in 1974, as a regulatory body, and was given the following terms of reference: to grant approvals for all academic programs in all universities, to grant approvals to all degree awarding institutions, and to ensure quality and control in all academic programs, in addition to other functions. And this paved the way to private universities. In order to accommodate the increasing number of youths seeking university education, the states were granted the power to establish state-owned universities. And that was in 1979. And by 2019, there were over 52 private state-owned universities. 52 state-owned universities. It was at that point that Dr. Basil Ukebu took a giant stride and opened his own private university. That was the first of its kind, his own private university. But of course, he was stopped by the then government of Imo State, who had felt he had no right to open his own university. And the case went to court. He challenged the Imo State government, and the case went up to the Supreme Court, where judgment was delivered in his favor in 1982. And that heralded the owning of universities by individuals and corporate bodies. 2 years later, after this judgment, there were over 23 private universities in the country, as approved by NUC. That led to establishment of Longe Commission that was charged to review higher education. It recommended that there must be discipline and the process must be regulated, and sought approval formally for ownership of universities by individuals. Today, there are over 168 licensed private universities in the country, as released by NUC in 2025. the explosion in the proliferation of universities went on unabated without adequate planning, especially funding by the federal government. As at the year 2020, when UNESCO had recommended that 15 to 20% of budgetary allocations should go to education, Nigeria merely allocated 6.3% of its budget to education. The issue of granting full autonomy has remained a mirage to the universities to date. Education is the highest investment any developing country can embark on because of the assured revenue on that investment and the expectation that the graduates would be adequately prepared to take over vital roles of development of the country. Education at any level requires skills, intellect, vision, talent, and sound mind. It is aimed at transforming nothing to excellence. And the beauty of producing supreme knowledge, creativity, innovation, and supreme vision. At the highest level, which is the university, it produces leaders with philosophy to attain the highest level of development in any nation. Such leaders, therefore, constitute professionals, technical elites, and all the eggheads required to serve multifarious needs of any society. Tertiary education is therefore expected to train specialists and professionals to meet the needs of any nation. Pamo University came alongside in all this confusion. Today, the universities have advanced to specialized universities. Some universities are seeking just postgraduate status. There are monotechnic universities and universities of medical sciences came on board. There may be some state-owned specialized medical schools, but PUMS, Pamo University of Medical Sciences, has turned out as the first specialized private medical university in the country, and most likely the only one to date. The PUMS may actually have been a creation of God, considering the cumulative outcome of productive, unusual journeys to its establishment. First, its location. The 21 acres of land, the land space housing the university, where I'm standing right now, was purchased in 2019 by the Odile family. 1989 was purchased in 1989 by the Odile family from the two Elelewon landlords with the intention of establishing a manufacturing plant and a processing company. But over the years, the land transited to the Center for Training of Traditional Birth Attendants. and later skills acquisition and the youth, teenage pregnancy, reorientation and rehabilitation center. A center initiated through the providential, inspirational motivation of Justice Mary Odili, JSC, retired, and her associates under the operations of the Adolescent Project, TAP. I was a special guest of honor, guest speaker, sometimes in 2005, at a graduation ceremony where over 200 traditional birth attendants selected from all nooks and crannies of the state and the hinterlands. These women were trained on modern hygienic methods of delivery and provided with equipment to ensure a visible reduction in maternal mortality rate in the state. In my remark on that occasion, I congratulated Her Excellency, Her Lordship, for establishing a training medical institution. Now, this was as far back as 2005, to assist the Ministry of Health to reduce maternal mortality rate. The casual and providential meeting of His Excellency with the Secretary of the then Secretary of National University Commission, that seemed to have ignited a stream of thoughts that finally gave birth to POMS, merely activated a process that had been on over the years, that had undergone repressive and procrastinated reforms, just waiting and bidding for time. A virtuous process of entrepreneurship, altruism, and altruistic paradox, with motivation to establish a people-oriented outfit. These forces that led to the establishment of Pamo clinics, which still runs as at today as a semi-charity hospital for the deprived segment of the population. About the same time, when His Excellency was Governor of Rivers State, he had asked me to take him on a tour of the then Braithwaite Memorial Hospital, the BMH. After a strenuous 2 hours inspection, he there and then decided to transform the hospital to a world-class specialist hospital. Today, the hospital stands as one of the best teaching hospitals in the country. Having done that, his next move and assignment was to transfer Pamo, which was running like a charity home, like I have said, to a one-stop world-class hospital. But that would require some research basis, so the university had to come on board as a forerunner to the teaching hospital. POMS, with a few years of existence, within a few years of existence, has created and occupied an enviable space among his peers. It currently ranks as the 35th out of 200 other universities. It is number 19, best private university. It is the first in programs with full accreditation among over 240 universities in the country. An overall best in female student enrollment index in the country. Commendable contributions from TAB. Your Excellency, we thank you for this. Mr. Chairman of the occasion, the Basil Okebu's daring of Imo State then to obtain a Supreme Court judgment, the conversion of a factory site and space to TAP, the training of medical personnel by TAP, and the eventual transformation and upgrading of TAP facilities to a university, the activation and reformation of ideas, channeling of virtues into providential journey that gave rise to a world-class teaching hospital and a world-class unique university can only be classified as resilient innovation at its best. And that brings us to today's occasion. Mr. Chairman, the tradition of convocation lectures carries a critical responsibility of sharing significance and dedication of the diverse membership of the public. This lecture is one of the most important and respected events of the university, as in every other university. I therefore genuinely value being invited to speak here as a guest lecturer for the 5th convocation of this great university. The spirit of convocation embodies the ability to significantly contribute to the scholarship and inspire reflections among the country's diverse membership. This spirit is relevant, it is contextual, it is catalytic, evaluative, and may seem prophetic in its contributions to the advancement of the institutions. This inspires the young graduates and intending graduates into the order of intellectual elites to commit to the transformative power of knowledge to share their lives and the nation. I am indeed very grateful to the Vice Chancellor of Pamo University and the Senate of the university for giving me this honor and rare privilege to deliver this lecture. I dedicate this lecture to God for His grace and to His Excellency Dr. Peter Odelim, my leader and respected colleague, senior colleague, with his wife, the Honorable Justice Mrs. Mary Peter Odelim, the distinguished jurists, for their show of love, allowing God to use them to set up this university for the benefit of humanity education must be human-centered, and technology must therefore be our servant. The noble course explores the links and connections between academia and humility. The creativity of youths, empowering youths, and the peculiarity of community needs. Your vision and mission have inspired and transformed the poor to world-class professionals. Their training has been intentional, impactful, and they are expected to come back to drive these factors to the end point of education. We thank you, sir. Poems and creative innovations. The future of education in Nigeria depends on embracing innovative technologies, aligning educational curricula with global trends. Every industrial and technological advancement, as is evident in poems, that enables socioeconomic development and growth, which includes the development of sophisticated healthcare systems to addressing emerging and reimagined diseases, are central, indisputably tied to education. Education is a central element that defines individuals, societies, and global ventures. Yet, the dynamic quality, which is essential for growth, progress, development, and social stability, remains a critical concern. Education in Nigeria has become a public tragedy. The delivery of education at all levels is in crisis and not yet aligned with contemporary global practices and realities shaped by innovative technologies. Now, technology is new. The global reality that drives governance, social life, economic development, and stability. The crisis facing our educational system could be addressed through transformation via emerging innovative technologies. This discussion would be on the future of education within the context of emerging innovative technologies with a focus on Pamo University Medical Sciences. In addressing the critical issues, in terms of global drive towards technological innovation, Nigeria lags behind by low digital literacy and outdated curricula, explaining why over 85% of our graduates lack digital skills. Similarly, our tertiary institutions are dilapidated and unable to make the desired impact on the nation's economic potentials. The disconnect between educational output and labor market needs further hamper Nigeria's economic progress. Many students graduate with skills that are not in line with the market demands or socioeconomic political needs of the country. The lack of digital skills in the graduates leads to higher unemployment rates. But in overcoming these challenges, innovative technology has become a key to all opportunities connecting the distant corners of the world, it is the tool in modern education, revolutionizing the way we teach and learn. It personalizes learning by tailoring education to meet each student's needs. It creates platforms by which students can assess progress, understand concepts, and address their diverse learning skills. In the context of medical education and practice, innovation refers to the introduction of new or improved methods, technologies, and approaches that enhance and advance the delivery of healthcare practices. It improves patients' outcome and advances medical knowledge. It involves transforming the way students learn and interact with health education, with a vision to be one of the foremost medical universities in Nigeria, recognized locally and globally for quality and excellence in health services, medical education, and research. PUM's leadership, armed with innovation qualities of curiosity, open-mindedness, and resilience, attended to all notable problems bedeviling Nigerian universities in setting up PUMs. This university is a product of innovative technologies. With interactive technologies such as visual reality and simulators used in anatomy, teachers now have a wide range of interactive tools, educational apps, and multimedia content that allows them to present lessons dynamically. They can now bring and attract concepts to life, such as immersive visual field trips. Digital learning tools provide e-learning platforms with interactive and encouraging contests, online resources, and up-to-date information accessible to all students. Mobile health applications personalizes health information by providing patients portals and progress tracking features that promote healthy habits. Telemedicine and point of care diagnostics would improve patients' care through personalized care by providing precision health, and data-driven decision-making. It also provides platforms that connect students with healthcare professionals remotely and expanding access to medical experts. Innovative technology provides practical platforms to fill existing gaps between educational output and labor markets. With 8 approved faculties and more than 17 fully accredited departments, PUMS is poised to attend to the high demand of medical and allied professionals in the country. By concluding plans to train some critically needed health professionals, such as physical and occupational therapists, medical and biomedical engineers, physiotherapists, and other medical scientists. It also provides practical training with hands-on experience in safe environment, allowing students to practice surgeries and clinical exams in crude environments. It enhances critical thinking and problem solving, creating partnership with health facilities, internships, hands-on training, international collaboration with healthcare professionals. It further creates a platform for community involvement with healthcare professionals and encourages partnership with NGOs and international organizations in training provisions of technical support, exchange programs, and financial support. The goals of innovation in medical education and practices will be summarized to improve patients' outcome by providing high-quality, evidence-based care, to enhance patients' experience, advance medical knowledge through research, education, and collaboration, to increase efficiency and productivity by streamlining clinical workflow and technology. Medical education and practitioners in PUMS must be uprightly resilient to maintain and improve on the envious display of innovations in this technology-driven era. So talking about resilience, what will be its relevance in medical innovation? Resilience is the ability to cope with any difficult events, difficult situations that happen in life, and to resolve and recover from them and move forward. It is learning to succeed where others may have failed. It's the ability to turn disappointments to success. It is an enviable quality required in true leadership. In true leadership, that must know that every struggle brings a tremendous opportunity. That challenges bring out the best of integrity and breakthroughs. That their actions during crisis serve as a model for their subjects. That they learn from failures, knowing that hard times are a great teacher. That is resilience. In medical innovation, it refers to the capacity of health system to adapt to challenges, maintain high quality care. It requires the adaptation of every staff of PUMS to be ready to respond to unexpected disruptions and challenges within the environment. In this system, the systematic resilience, all staff will be expected to focus on strengthening healthcare systems and maintain to focus on strengthening the existing system and the structures. Resilience requires collaborations among all stakeholders, including healthcare professionals, policymakers, and even the patients. These are people, resilient people, who help and seek help when they need help. Their skills and strength to respond to life's challenges. They face life's difficulties head-on and often emerge stronger than they were. They are therefore referred to as survivors, emotional regulators, problem solvers, and social networkers. Resilience is not an inborn trait. but a skill that is developed over time. Developed through deliberate practices, intentional efforts. Studies in human resilience have stemmed from child psychology. We looked at how and why some children survive where others fail under the same condition. An outcome that gave rise to what we call the stress-resistant children. As a catalyst for growth, resistance is more essential than ever. It is a powerful investment for building a foundation for lasting success and well-being. Overcoming obstacles to resilience can boost self-confidence, enhance problem-solving skills, and foster growth and mindset with excellent mental health. The ability to cope and bounce back. You cope and bounce back from difficult situations, maintain good mental health, and adapt to changes and uncertainties is mental resilience. Capacity to withstand and recover from adversities and move forward positively. It is a defense strategy to help you to get back and adapt to changes and challenges and move forward. You must move forward. It is the result of a complex series of internal and external characteristics which give people psychological strength to cope with stress and hardship. It is the mental reservoir of strength. It is the true strength, the strength bank where you draw power from and deal with losses. Those who lack resilience may easily become overwhelmed by such stress, leading to the use of unhealthy and unhelpful defense mechanisms, leading to poor mental health. Fortunately, you can acquire resilience and even build on it by simple things. You make yourself flexible and ready to adjust to life's challenges. You must be able to adjust to life's challenges. You must use your mental strength to find solutions and overcome obstacles. You must manage emotions in the face of stress and hardship. You must maintain positive outlook and believe in your ability to overcome challenges. And you must understand your strengths and weaknesses. Then you can strengthen your resilience by paying attention to your thoughts and your feelings. Your body talks to you all the time without being judgmental, by viewing challenges and opportunities for learning and growth and building a strong support system. Resilience in healthcare providers, where all of you qualify for, either in the classroom or in the hospitals. Healthcare professionals must learn to cope with traumatic events and heartbreaking situations, especially when things don't go as expected. Your response to disasters and health hazards, as was seen during the COVID-19 and Ebola episodes in Africa makes it critical for you to develop resilience and to be able to cope to the stress you're exposed to as professionals every day of your life. Remember that physicians are twice as likely to experience burnout and executive stress compared to general public, with this high, with prevalence ranging from 0 to 80%, as high as 80%. This high prevalence extends to other mental health issues and disorders affecting all health workers. The concept of resilience expands the discourse on your mental health by highlighting the role of empowering human strength in solving diversities. This is known as applied positive psychology. In a meta-synthesis of qualitative studies by Noyenim et al., 6 key themes of resilience in health workers were established. Tenacity is one. You must have control of yourself and your environment and whatever you're doing. You must be very resourceful. You must reflect on situations and your ability to do things. You must employ good coping skills, and you must grow. You must move forward. There must be a shift in your life. They concluded that resilient professionals are those who are determined in their undertakings to have control in adaptive coping strategies and believe that adversities provide opportunities for growth. You must therefore possess the vital skills of resilience and stress management, which you can acquire by simple procedures and regular application of a few of the following: self-care practices such as regular exercises. This helps to release endorphins. These are the feel-good hormones, and they provide outlets for tension. Choose any regular exercise of your choice, but avoid unhealthy and dangerous exercises. People have insisted that going to the club to dance is exercise. It is a dangerous exercise. Actually, that is the main thing here. Your sleep must be satisfactory. You must wake up in the morning well rested. Set up realistic goals and expectations. Expect achievable goals. Know your limitations and constraints, and don't set yourself up for failure. Don't set yourself up for failure. At least be kind to yourself. Establish boundaries. Define your limits and development. Please expand your knowledge. Expand your knowledge. You must make progress. So update courses, advice. You need to read and learn more and new technologies and advancements. Take regular breaks. You must go on vacation. The beginning of every year indicates when you will go on vacation. And take your vacation. Don't leave Pamo and go and teach in Sokoto because you're on vacation. No, that's not vacation for you. The mere fact that you live and work in Nigeria makes you resilient. You work in a system that is down by default. Your survival is your bounce back. And your success is your moving forward. You are faced with constant challenges, including brain drain, poor working conditions, and limited resources. You are therefore master resilience due to your ability to adapt, persist, and remain optimistic to build a strong, healthy system. You all apply resilience as coping mechanisms. Remember, it is not merely about bouncing back. It is about moving forward. Moving forward with newfound strength, wisdom, and a strong mindset that embraces growth. It is not a destination, but it is a journey. In an ever-challenging world, adapt, preserve, and grow is the true hallmark of success. Remember, every challenge you overcome builds your strength, sets you up for greater achievements. So embrace your strength and stepping stones. Keep pushing because started. The all-time resilient and innovative leadership of PUMS, staying with its motto, excellence for the good of all, fosters resilience in this community. By implementing this, also empowers you to manage stress by adopting healthy coping mechanisms. It gives you a sense of belonging and creates a healthy, positive relationship between the faculties and the students. Resilient students tend to perform better academically and are more likely to achieve their goals. You will turn out to be very competent, empathetic, a professional healthcare provider in all your choosing fields. Do we have challenges in recent advances? There is a need to effectively incorporate the new technologies such as artificial intelligence, robotic applications, virtual reality, and simulation-based learning into existing curricula, and ensure that they lead to measurable improvements in learning and clinical outcomes. Such curricula will integrate interdisciplinary programs, such as combining medicine with technology, data science, and practical integrated training across all the allied professionals. PUMS is now challenged to be involved in rigorous translational researches, which will be qualitatively relevant to industries within Port Harcourt and beyond in our time. Such researches will foster collaboration on projects addressing local health issues like infectious diseases with pharma and biotech companies to serve local needs. When fully established, PUMS is expected to lead in researches incorporating labs for creating prosthetics, implants, and tissue models to invest in genomics, bioinformatics, labs for cutting-edge researches. Further challenges which involve policymakers, professionals, and the entire system will be mitigating the integration of large language model in areas of inaccurate information, fairness and bias, accountability, regulatory frameworks, and trustworthiness. As leaders in your various units, in your various departments, establishments, and regions, you are encouraged to break through the resilience community with excellence. Over the years, people of your character have emerged as resilient leaders. They are people who have displayed strong characters, which includes adaptability, emotional intelligence, determination, courage, and growth mindset. Who among these people is your likely hero? Who do you want to be like since you're already resilient? Is it Brent Gleason? He is an award-winning entrepreneur, best-selling author, recognized expert in resilience, mental toughness. He was actually a Navy SEAL combat veteran. Or will you prefer to be like Elon Musk, a Nobel Peace Laureate, CEO of SpaceX and Tesla, who has fallen several times and risen several times and moved forward to where he is today? Or would you like Malala Yousafzai, the young girl, Pakistani girl, who has turned into a Nobel Prize laureate lady today on girls' education after surviving the Taliban attack? Or do you prefer to be like Nelson Mandela, a former president of South Africa, anti-apartheid activist, after spending 27 years in prison? He's known as father of mental resilience. Do you like Larissa Norman, digital chief on HR at Unilever International? He is an environmental content creator. Finally, is it Mahatma Gandhi that you want to be like? The great Indian leader, almost worshipped as a god in India. Whoever you choose, let us remember that we have a mentor to thousands of young people, a leader who transmits positive energy to the youth and all those around him, and has displayed the capacity to adapt to challenges and changes at different times, at different levels of his practice and of his journey in life. He has maintained high quality care and master the ability to succeed in situations of chronic stress, to establish homes and the Pamo University Teaching Hospital. He is here with us today. Please permit me, therefore, to introduce to you the next resilient leader of our time, Dr. Peter O. Odinga. Thank you for listening.
Please, another resounding round of applause for Dr. Enyindah, our convocation lecturer. That was quite loaded. Please, challenges facing medical education. So the content of that lecture remains a stark reminder that medical breakthroughs do not emerge from comfort, but from persistence and resilience. Thank you so much, sir. A round of applause once again for him. And as a symbol of our profound gratitude, sir, we now invite the representative of Board of Trustees, Sir Peter Odili Jr., KSJI, to present a memento to our distinguished guest lecturer.
Good afternoon, Pro-Chancellor. Permit me to stand on already established protocol. I just have a few words to say about our guest lecturer, Dr. O.S. Enyindah. When listening to all your, your acknowledgements, your accomplishments, they did not add one. They did not say explicitly that you express extreme daparism. There is a saying that it is not the suit that makes the man, it is the man that makes the suit. And I can assure you, sir, all the suit enthusiasts here, myself included, we are taking notes, sir. So don't be alarmed when we show up at your house to teach us how to knot our ties. There is a saying from a prominent speaker called George Orwell. He said, the further society moves away from the truth, it challenges those who speak it. We would like to thank you, sir, because your lecture was very insightful, rich in knowledge, and massive dose of motivation for young, aspiring future leaders of tomorrow. We thank you for that. I know you have have traveled, have been around the world, and they have given you words and awards for your acknowledgement. But I pray that with this memento, on behalf of the Pumes family, wherever you put it on your house, in your parlor, in the inner room, anytime you pass, you get a feeling of nostalgia, because it is given with warmth and appreciation. For they said once you become a family member, your plate is ably represented at the dining room table. Right. Dr. O.S. Enyindah.
Another round of applause, please. To bring us to the end of this segment of the occasion, I'd like to invite the Chairman of Ceremonies and Honors Committee, Professor Joseph Nwankwo, for the vote of thanks. A round of applause for him as he comes, please.
Your Excellency, the Pro-Chancellor, for want of time, may I crave your indulgence to adopt the existing protocol as I give this vote of thanks. On behalf of the Pamo University of Medical Sciences, I wish to express our profound gratitude, first to our distinguished fifth convocation lecturer, Dr. Noyenim Enyindah, for delivering a very informative and appropriate lecture on the significance of resilience in medical innovation. Our learned lecturer has been able to offer succinct, descriptive, and illuminating analysis of the topic, which he describes as referring to the capacity of healthcare systems to adapt to challenges, maintain high quality care, and transformations in response to challenging circumstances. Your advice, sir, on the need to incorporate into medical practice new technologies such as artificial intelligence, robotic applications, virtual reality, and simulation-based learning into existing renders the lecture very appropriate and contemporary, especially in this age of technological advancements. Thank you, sir, for reminding us of these rubrics for excellence in medical practice, which our dear university strives to achieve. We are eternally grateful once more to our illustrious, visionary, and benevolent daddy, the right person every year to deliver incisive and instructive lectures. We congratulate you on your success and for being fortunate to have this intellectually stimulating. Finally, we thank the students of our dear university and the distinguished guests. We hope that you all benefited from the wisdom that will be with you all.
We will go straight to the last bit. To begin that, I'd like to invite the acting Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Smith I. Jaja, for his introductory remarks. Just for him as he comes.
Your Excellency, the Pro-Chancellor, Your Excellency, the former Pro-Chancellor of Rivers State University, our traditional, Your Highness, the clergy, our inaugural, our convocation lecturer, who has given us a lot of things to think about. And indeed, introduced to us a resilient leader in the person of our Pro-Chancellor. Please give me a round of applause. So, as our students are seated here, I hope that one of the things that you will go away today is how to be resilient in life. And so, one of the ways of doing that is what we are going to do now, to launch the Alumni Association of Pamo University. Was talking to the pro tem executive of this Alumni Association, and he told them that in this association, you will have to find people whom you will have to make the mark with. He gave them his own life story. That he was the vice president of University of Nigeria and Soccer Alumni Association in Port Harcourt. And he had a president. And eventually, he became the president of that alumni association. Later on, when he became the executive governor of Rivers State, it was his contemporary as president of the Alumni Association who became the deputy governor. So you can see how it plays. That what we are doing here today is not child's play. And so we are joining people together. We are joining people's fortunes together. And with that comes a responsibility. The responsibility of giving back, first to your alma mater, So, without talking too much, without making too much ado, I'll say welcome to this occasion of the launch of Pamo University of Medical Sciences Alumni Association. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome Dr. Nene Osareba, who is the Pro Tem President, for an address on the journey so far. A round of applause for her, please. She happens to be making her way up the stage with, I believe, members of her executive.
Good afternoon, Pro-Chancellor, sir, former Justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, our Vice-Chancellor, our Deputy Vice-Chancellor, our Registrar, our distinguished guest, the Director of Student Services, respected members of the Board of Trustees, my lecturers, members of the Interim National Executive Council, and esteemed alumni of the Pamo University of Medical Sciences. Dr. Osareba Nene, Interim President of the PUMS Alumni Association, and with me here are the national officers of this association. Today marks a defining moment in our collective history. We are gathered not merely to inaugurate an association, but to formally birth a vision, one conceived through purpose, nurtured by collaboration, and sustained by an unwavering belief in the strength of our alumni community. The journey of PUMS Alumni Association officially began on the 9th of October 2025 during a strategic meeting held here on our university campus. At that meeting, the Pro-Chancellor encouraged us to formally establish an alumni association ahead of the next convocation with the vision of transforming future convocations into true homecomings for alumni. That charge, I would say, marked the spark that set this journey in motion. Beyond encouragement, tangible institutional support was promised. The provision of an alumni office on campus, the appointment of a liaison officer from among the alumni staff of the university, guidance through CAC registration, and a proposed take-off fund to support foundational activities. Most importantly, we were reminded of our responsibility to be worthy ambassadors of our alma mater and to grow together before we can give back in greater measure. On that same day, interim leaders were selected, and the task of building a credible, functional, and inclusive alumni association was entrusted to us. From that point, the work began in earnest, and between October and December, the interim executive council convened 4 executive meetings and 1 general assembly, each one carefully laying a brick in the foundation of the PUM's Alumni Association. At the first Executive Council meeting held on 12th October, attention was focused on constitutional drafting, defining the student-alumni relationship, and setting sustainable membership structures. Proposed alumni programs were outlined, ranging from leadership training, research development, digital skills acquisition, outreach programs, convocation awards, and annual reunion. I must mention that it was also at this stage that our identity was shaped with the adoption of our motto, a legacy of excellence, a phrase that captures both our heritage and our aspirations. The second Executive Council meeting on 18th October advanced the association's internal structure, addressing membership and financial databases, welfare frameworks, social media presence, and refining the drafted constitution. These discussions ensure that the association will be built not just with passion, but with systems, accountability, and long-term sustainability in mind. By the third Executive Council meeting on 2nd of November, focus shifted to institutional strength through the formation of standing committees, preparation for the General Assembly meeting, and the framework of awards and fundraising initiatives. These efforts culminated in our first General Assembly meeting held on 15th of November. A lot brought the vision before the wider alumni body. At that meeting, the journey so far was formally presented. Interim leaders were introduced, and our official logo and motto were unveiled. Engagement strategies were proposed, and interest groups were suggested to strengthen bonds across professional and social dimensions of the alumni life. The fourth Executive Council meeting held 2 days ago focused on deciding projects that the association will kickstart within the new year. Distinguished guests and dear colleagues, these steps, though taken within a short span of time, represent months of dedication, dialogue, sacrifice, and teamwork. They reflect the shared belief that the PUM's Alumni Association must be built on transparency, inclusiveness, service, and excellence. At this juncture, we return the glory to God Almighty, whose grace and guidance has brought us to this historic moment. We express our sincere appreciation to the Rivers State government and our dear parents in the roles that they played in seeing us through school while we were at Pamo University. We also appreciate our Pro-Chancellor, sir, the Vice-Chancellor, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, the Director of Student Services, who has, I would particularly say, been working very closely with us to ensure the smooth running of this program thus far. I would also not fail to appreciate our former registrar who started this journey with us, but sadly is no longer here with us today. May his soul rest in peace. We revere your encouragement, principal officers of our alma mater, your leadership and your unwavering support towards the establishment and growth of the PUMS Alumni Association. Today's inauguration is therefore not the end of a journey, but the formal beginning of a greater one. A journey where we strengthen bonds across generations, support one another's growth, uphold the values of our alma mater, and collectively build a legacy that future PUMS graduates will inherit with pride. On behalf of the Interim Executive Council, I extend profound gratitude to every alumnus and alumna who contributed time, ideas, and resources to bringing us to this day. Without you, our dear alumni, there is no alumni association. And indeed, together, we have moved from vision to structure, from intention to institution. To my executive interim, your dedication and selfless service has nothing been short of inspiring. It has been an honor to work alongside such a dependable team. As the Pamo University of Medical Sciences Alumni Association is formally inaugurated today, may we remain guided by our motto, a legacy of excellence. And may our actions always reflect the honor of our alma mater, Pamo University of Medical Sciences. Thank you and congratulations to us all.
Another round of applause for Dr. Nene and the Alumni Association. Please, you stand down to the floor for the inauguration proper. While they were making their way to this stage, somebody asked in disbelief if they actually finished from this school. And I asked, I thought an alumni association is actually an association of graduates from that very institution. Yes, they finished from this school. They were my students, and today we are colleagues. Congratulations to all of you. Please come this way. Ladies and gentlemen, the formal inauguration of the Pamo University of Medical Sciences Alumni Association. With great honor and deep sense of respect, I invite His Excellency Dr. Peter Odili, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Pamo University of Medical Sciences, to formally inaugurate the Alumni Association.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the Governing Council, the management, the Senate, heads of department, and of Pamo University of Medical Sciences, I congratulate the interim national executive of the Alumni Association. Repeat, Alumni Association, not alumni. Alumni Association. The males are alumnus each, and the females are alumna. The plural for the female, alumnae, and the plural for the male, alumni. We are very delighted to listen to Dr. Nene expounding your decisions and your motto, your vision, and now your mission. We are happy and proud of all of you. We are very happy with the reports we are getting about your performance in the field. You are indeed worthy ambassadors. You are the pioneer leadership of the Alumni Association. You have to set the tone and set the pace. For your successors, these young Gen Zs that are coming after you, they will look up to you for guidance and for counseling. We'll be watching you from our distance. We'll give you all the support you need to succeed in your mission. I hereby inaugurate you formally.
Congratulations. And if you are seated in this hall and you are a graduate of Pamo University, please be on your feet. Let's see you. Wow, 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 wow. Please, once again, let's appreciate them. Thank you. Please resume your seats.
All protocols duly observed. It is with great honor and profound respect that I stand before you today to introduce a highly distinguished personality, our dear Pro-Chancellor and Father, who will from this day serve as the first patron of our Alumni Association. His Excellency, Sir Dr. Peter Odili, as we know, is a person of integrity, wisdom, and outstanding service, whose commitment to education, leadership, and community development has left a lasting impact on this institution and even beyond our dear state. Over the years, His Excellency has exemplified excellence. Of course, he is His Excellency. Leadership and selfless dedication, inspiring countless students and colleagues alike. As patron, he will provide us with invaluable guidance, moral support, and a strong link between the association and our great institution. His presence will bring credibility, unity, and vision to our association as we work together to give back, uplift one another, and contribute meaningfully to the growth of our alma mater, with our patron serving as a pillar of strength and counsel to our association. We are deeply grateful for your encouragement, sir. Thank you for fitting in this role of our patron. We promise to make it our collective goal to uphold strongly the values that have been instilled in us here at Pamo University, knowing that we are her ambassadors and should be worthy ones. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now with great pleasure to formally present to you our first patron, His Excellency, Sir Dr. Peter Odili, CON, KCSGG, GSSRS, KSJI, Pro-Chancellor, Pamo University of Medical Sciences. Thank you.
Another round of applause for the freshly inaugurated Alumni Association. Congratulations once again, and congratulations to our Pro-Chancellor. The vote of thanks will be taken outside after the unveiling of the signage that have been donated by the students, the class of 2024. And so before that, we will be taking and the anthems. Sorry for the mix-up. We'll be taking the vote of thanks by the Director of Student Services, Dr. George Ikyomuton. And after that, we'll continue with the other proceedings. Thank you very much. A round of applause for him as he makes his way.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on our collective behalf, I'd like to thank our God, our Master Jesus. He allowed all this to happen. And let all that has happened that is good be to his glory. We thank you, our Pro-Chancellor. Thank you for all that you do. May the good Lord continue to strengthen you and direct your paths. We thank you, the great mommy, the mommy of Pamo University of Medical Sciences. Thank you for who you are, for what you do, for all that you still be doing to humanity. Thank you for being here. Thank you, my brother Peter Odili, Knight of St. John International, and member of the Board of Trustees. Thank you so, so very much. My lords, spiritual and temporal that are here, thank you for honoring us today. Thank you. On behalf not only of the alumni, but all the students whom you honor today, thank you very much. Continue to pray for us. Our beloved Vice Chancellor, thank you. Your fatherly disposition to the matters that concern this alumni association, thank you for being there for us. Our TVC, our registry, led by Sir Peter, my learned brother, thank you very much. All the teachers in the house, and including those who are not here, God bless you wherever you are. All our colleagues, every staff of Pamo, University of Medical Sciences, and including the staff of all Pamo-related institutions. Dr. Nsenwa, I'm talking to you. And through you to all others, thank you for always being there for us. Indeed, everybody, thank you. And together we go back to God and say, our Father in heaven, thank you. To you be the glory. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, the DSS. May I now very respectfully invite or hand over to Monsignor Pius Key to lead us in the closing prayer. May we all be on our feet, please.
Let us pray. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. God our Father, you are the source of everything that is good, that is right, and that is true. All that has taken place here today surely is pleasing to you. And it is very pleasing to us. Thank you, our God. Thank you for the life and times of our brother, in whose honor we gathered earlier this morning. Thank you for the labors and joys of his mortal years, and for the dust, the mysteries of the dust that underlie our mortal existence. Thank you for the guest lecturer of today, for that very impactful lecture that has blessed us in so many ramifications. Thank you also for the first budding fruits of this university. And we are already seeing their demonstrable capacity, a legacy of excellence indeed. Thank you for our father, the father of the Pamo family, and the mother of the Pamo family, and for all those who collaborate with these families in so many ways. Thank you above all for our students, the students of this university, the privileged ones that have come from the far ends of the earth to benefit from this condensed knowledge and experience being put together here in Pamo University of Medical Sciences. Continue to avail us, O Lord, of your grace, and above all of your protection as we leave this gathering. And may your blessings continue to remain with us both now and forevermore.
Thank you, Monsignor. While we are still standing, let's take the anthems in reverse order. First, the Pumes anthem, now followed by the national anthem, the third stanza of the national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We shall now proceed to the unveiling of the signage donated by the Faculty of Allied Health Sciences class of 2024 to be graciously unveiled by Her Excellency Justice Mary Odili. And on that note, we have come to the end of this event. Thank you so much.
Hello. One, two.
Woke up this morning on the horizon, and my doorstep.
1, 2.
Don't worry. I say worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't you worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Woke up this morning on the horizon. Let's get together and be alright. One love, one heart. Let's get together and be alright. One love, one heart. Let's get together and be alright. One love, let's get together and be alright. Say, I have a question, give me the answer. I have a question, give me the answer. I have a question, give me the answer.